Welcome back, everybody, to Waadaplaya Concussion Sub Series. Sanjay is with us. 35th Group 2 game. Very crucial game for both the teams. India versus Bangladesh. India losing this game would have put them in a difficult situation on semi spot, and Bangladesh losing almost ruling them out of the World Cup semi final spot. It was a pretty fascinating game to talk about what happened and what can India expect, what can Bangladesh expect. Sanjay, welcome back. How are you feeling? Nice to see you in a India jersey. Looks like India won today.
Yes, this is my winning jersey. There's a light blue one, which is from that I don't want to remember 2007 World Cup, which I have. Every time India loses, hopefully I won't have to wear it again. Last time India had lost, I had worn it. Obviously, a fascinating game. Lots of good tick box for India, and Bangladesh played their part. The way they've been playing in World Cups, T20 World Cups, and against India, they have got a very poor record. Everyone remembers that 2016 World Cup match in Bangalore where they lost with 3 balls, 2 runs required, and they lost by a run. So India has always had the upper hand, but yeah, 184 chasing that, they gave a really good fight. And but for the rain, they didn't have the rub of the green. I think they gave a good account of themselves, and India would be very happy. I think they've got 1.5 foot in the semi-final now.
It was a nervous victory, and finally, we did win. In fact, I was starting to worry, and I was in a panic mode too, saying, "What will happen if we lose this game? Is there still chance for India making its semi-finals?" Let's look at the recap. Like Sanjay mentioned, India batted first, put on 184 on the board. Fantastic innings by Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, and yet again Surya Kumar Yadav contributing to the score. We had Ashwin in the last minute coming in 6 balls, 13 runs. India made one change. Aksar Patel came in for Huda, which was very expected, and we did talk about it in our water player WhatsApp chat, Sanjay, that knowing Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid, they are all about backing the players. So there is no chance Dinesh Karthik, unless he was injured, would have been dropped. Neither Ashwin with one bad game or KL Rahul, for which Rahul Dravid came out openly and said he's got full support. So very surprised with India 11.
No, I think people were expecting, especially because it's not a knockout game, and India in a reasonably well position in the tournament so far, almost sure shot going to qualify for the semis. So I think from that perspective, yes, they went ahead, giving comfort to the and backing players as well. So I heard Joy Bhattacharya, mentioning that on Shah Rukh Khan's birthday, what do you expect Rahul to do really well? So I think that's what he did. Those 4 sixes. Every time he hits the ball, you would know that Rahul is a special player. It's just that he's not been able to get off the blocks. He had a slow start, playing the ball. Almost a made in the first over, and then lots of dot balls. But once he had that pickup shot on the leg side, he was flying away afterwards. And again, Kohli came coming in, giving that good partnership, and then the impetus came from Surya Kumar Yadav, and I think in the end those crucial few runs from Ashwin, which we all keep harping on about whether he deserves a place in the side. I think those are absolutely crucial. So yeah, I'm extremely happy for KL Rahul. I think he's got back into the form just at the right time because everyone is looking up to what's going to happen in the knockouts because reaching the semi-final before the last World Cup was a given. India would always reach the knockout stages. So I think all the eyes would be on the big game. But today, extremely happy for KL Rahul and Virat Kohli is just, he's looking a different player now.
Yeah, and Kenny is getting engaged with us, and he asked the exact same question. And Harsha Bogle also mentioned after the post-match presentation that this is the relaxed ever Kohli he has seen, and there is probably another high. Let's put some information out for Virat fans, and including me, is proven wrong. He's got average of 202 in this T20 World Cup. He's become the highest run scorer in a T20 World Cup, surpassing, I think, Jayawardena, if I'm not wrong, or David Warner and Aaron Finch. Uh, he's got match winning contribution. Today he's a player of the match. So how happy are you? I know you are a diehard Virat fan, Sanjay. How happy are you? Number one, of his coming back into form, and number two, what do you think? Will he be able to sustain it for India to go all the way through?
I think he's going to get a second wind of what happened in 2014, 16, 17. The way he's playing now, I think he might be completely unstoppable. I think the best part about Virat Kohli is he generally would deliver when the team absolutely needs it. Even when India was losing the knockout games, and a lot of those knockout games and a lot of those victories which India has had, be it 2013 Champions Trophy final. He was the highest run scorer. 2016 semi-final against West Indies, he scored a lot of runs. That series was unbelievable. Even last year when India lost against Pakistan, he was the top scorer, got a 50. That knock against Pakistan, I think that has just defined how he turned the tables around, and getting that crucial 80 odd for India to be in a safe position even after losing to South Africa. I think he's going to go and he's, hopefully he'll go all the way and win the World Cup, because that's more important than all the runs and all the other contributions he'll make in the any bilateral series. So I'm really hoping that he can continue this contribution, and he's not going to have, if he wants, he can have an off day against Zimbabwe, but be ready for semis and finals. You're on mute.
Coming back to KL Rahul, finally he is coming back into the form, which is promising sign for India. Hopefully he's speaking at the right time. We now have Rohit Sharma, who probably can explode or erupt any point in time. Today, Mithun Ramesh in our WhatsApp group shared a picture between him and Ajay PK of Bangalore Chinnaswamy, where Rohit scored 264 runs in a one-day international game, single-handedly. So hopefully that energy comes back. And if Rohit clicks, Rahul peaking at the right time, Surya Kumar Yadav, form of his life, Virat Kohli on a mission. I think that middle order between Hardik Pandya, Aksar, and Ashwin, if they can contribute, a 200 is a possibility if we continue to bat first. And that will easily give that cushion to the weakest link, I would think, Sanjay, which we have been talking about as well, is our bowling. That sixth bowling option is never used. If it is used, it's probably not the right one. And the five bowlers we have, two out of five are definitely going for more than nine economy. Today, Shami and Bhuvi got tanked. So, what do you reckon? Do we have the right combination going into the knockout stage?
I think what's really helped is that you look at all the T20 games that are played in Australia. Normally, they are played in the peak of the summer or at the end of the summer when the pitches have dried out. It's much more batting friendly. But these are cold, damp conditions. Every other game is being impacted by rain, etc. So I think our seamers who are not express, because in Australia you'd expect all the express bowlers to have a better chance of picking up wickets or containing runs. Fortunately, it's been overcast on a lot of the games. The bowlers have had their say in the initial overs, which has probably made our bowling lineup look much better than what it probably is. So that's been a big factor. It's also probably helped our batting team because uh, you know top three are pretty much the top four of our test team as well. So I think having very good opening batters who can explode at any time, like even today after 3-4 overs we were not more than 20 odd runs, but because these guys can hit sixes. Raquel Rahul hit 4 sixes. So I think it's just the conditions that are probably helping us, but in a big run chase, or in a match where the pitch is extremely flat, which I don't know whether it'll happen or not with the 10 days to go in the tournament. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens in a high scoring game. But this was a perfect scare for India, because Bangladesh, when they came out, Litton Das, I don't know what he was having for the dinner break or whatever break they had, because he was absolutely smoking it, and those were classy shots. I really enjoyed his batting. I think, but for what Shanto did, which was a Babuma type of an innings, 3 runs off 11 balls. I think he's eaten 8 or 9, almost 2 overs, and that's pretty much what killed the game. Because if a guy is getting 60 off 27 balls, in a 150 odd chase, I think that team deserves to win. But perfect scare for India, and they did come out on the right side. So I think this will hold them in very good stead.
Yeah, I was going to spend a lot of time on Liton Das's innings. One, he started in such a fantastic manner for Bangladesh to feel that they are cruising all the way to the victory. I think they would have won by like 2 or 3 overs to spare. Uh, is it bad bowling, or you touched upon it saying he played classy shots? Is it bad bowling, or it's just pure skill of that Liton Das, which is very underrated? Somebody from a nation like Bangladesh playing that kind of an innings is pretty pleasing to see. So, what do you reckon? Is it bad bowling or is it pure class batting coming through?
I think some of the batting was very, very good, and probably India were caught a bit off guard as well because they've not had any other team starting with how Liton Das has done. So I think that that's something which they'll need to be careful going ahead into the more important games in the tournament. So I think it's a combination of both probably a bit of room here and there, and square boundaries was much shorter than the straight ones. But I think you'd probably give full credit to Litton Das because at the other end, they were pretty much keeping Shanto extremely quiet. He was eating up all the balls. So full credit to Litton Das. I think that rain has just come at the wrong time. And even with them being 66 for no loss, they're still required 150 odd in 16 overs, which I mean, I know it's Duckworth Lewis, you look at resources, etc. But for 24 balls lost, you only had 30 odd runs being reduced. So I think the longer game would have suited Bangladesh after the start they got, but India will definitely take whatever they got from this game, and the rain break definitely helped India.
Yeah, it definitely helped India the rain break because before going into the rain break, with the Duckworth Lewis model, I think 17 runs ahead Bangladesh. When they got back, I'm trying to pull up a stat which I saw on Cricinfo, which is pretty telling.
79 for 6 in 9 overs is what they got, and they got like 70 odd for no loss before that.
Exactly, they were 60 for no loss, and then 66 for no loss. And then after the rain break, they were 79 for 6, which pretty much broke the back. But then the last hurrah of number 7, 8, 9 batsmen almost brought them through into the innings. Hardik gave a little bit of a scare on the 19th over. What was pleasing to see, probably, I'm not speaking for Bhuvi fans, but Rohit Sharma had an option to bowl Shami or a Bhuvi or a Hardik on 19th. And interestingly, he went for Hardik Pandya as opposed to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Any thoughts? I think they are starting to see Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and death overs combination being not working out.
Yeah, I think it was probably a blessing in disguise for India because the grain gets shortened. You don't have to bowl that extra over from a spinner. You don't have to bowl that extra over of Bhuvi, although it was only a 16th over game, so no 19th over scare he would have had. But I think it's a brave call probably to get Arshdeep in, but he was bowling well, and he was nailing those Yorkers. I think I'd get credit to Hardik Pandya as well. The last two balls of the 15th over, those were two dot balls. Imagine a 4 or 6 going on off that, and then I think the pressure would have been on Arshdeep with 14 or 15 to defend. In the end, I think he's done very well. He had a couple of balls, in fact, only one ball which was short of length that was smoked onto the boundary for a six, but everything else was pretty much Yorker length, and they required a six of the last ball to get a super over. But I think most of the Indian team was confident that Arshdeep will be able to close that out. So that's what they did. But yeah, I think just a bit more responsibility from the middle order, or just one more person in the Bangladesh team putting the hand up in the middle order. I think that would have got them through much easily, because if you look at it, they needed 79, 80, 85 runs off 9 overs with 10 wickets in hand. That's something which they'll probably would have taken if they were given at the start of the day. So I think they will look at it as a missed opportunity. But for India, I think things are falling into place perfectly. They had an extremely emotional victory against Pakistan. They tried very well against South Africa. I think it was their fielding that costed them the game. And today, I think it was our fielding that probably helped us win the game, because those crucial moments, especially that run out from KL Rahul, where we were missing direct hits for me, like very close distance against South Africa. But that run out, all the catches we held on to. I think we've had all different types of games, and Zimbabwe next coming up. Hopefully, should be a fun game for the Indian team, and we look forward to who we meet in the semis.
You're spot on about that middle order of Bangladesh missing the trick. Shakib Ul Hasan, Afif Hussain, Yasir Ali, scores of 13, 3, and 1 respectively. If they would have gotten, one of them would have gotten to like 25 or 30 amongst three of them, the story would have been completely different. And India's got a lot to think about. There are weak links, and a much better team than Bangladesh probably would have capitalized if somebody else were there today, Sanjay.
Yeah, I think two glaring things I can see is one, if this was a 20 over game, then I think that 6 bowling option, whether you're trusting, because apart from Marshdi, pretty much all the other seamers are made for early dose bowling. Basically, not all of them are death specialist. You worry with Shami, Bumrah, they'll do a job, but when the crunch moment comes, I'm not sure. Arshdeep has developed into a very good death bowler, provided he gets enough runs. The two big talking points would be Rohit's form. And because Virat Kohli has delivered pretty much every game, so the day he fails, the day Surya fails, he's delivered pretty much every game. I think Hardik Pandya's form, although he had a very good game against Pakistan, and then probably question marks would be raised on DK's form as well, because he's had a few opportunities now, um, and he's not necessarily delivered. So I think, yeah, I think a game like Pakistan where we are 39 for 4, who's going to play that innings which Virat played if he's one of the batsmen who gets out. So I think that there are quite a few things which India potentially will look to correct going forward. But I mean, the way they're going, with a bit of luck, I think they might be able to go all the way. I think at least that's what they'll hope.
Yeah, fascinating times. And we are getting to the business end of the tournament. This is the last week before we go into the semis next week and the finals by end of week. India play with Zimbabwe next, who are pretty much depleted side after that bean controversy of Pakistan. What can we expect? Will India be slightly wary of somebody like Zimbabwe who can spring a surprise?
I think because South Africa play Pakistan tomorrow, I think if South Africa beat Pakistan, I think pretty much that game is done. I think you would see some others also getting a chance. They might take it as a game where they are able to get their untested players a go. But if it's a crunch game where we have to win or have a run rate situation, at least we are the ones playing last in the group. So I think we'll be in control of what we can do. And if it's a washout, I think India will go through at least at the second place because they've got 6 points on the board, and Pakistan can only get up to 6 points, although they've got a decent run rate. So, barring a major slip up, which you cannot really rule out, and a bit of a surprise performance from Pakistan against South Africa, who look like the team to beat this tournament, I think India they should be going through. And just to ensure that I don't miss the semis, I've booked both the days off. So whether they finish first or second, I'd be glued up.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, pretty much the top four teams are starting to become more and more clear as the tournament progresses. India narrowly escaped a win. That's how Vishak articulated. I think it's the right way to say that India escaped as opposed to winning. It was a Norway win, but nevertheless, 2 points are 2 points, which is what the teams are playing for. Fantastic. Sanjay, any surprises expected out of Pakistan or South Africa? It's being played in Sydney, so spin friendly conditions. South Africa have the pace battery, and then hopefully Pakistan will bring in an extra spinner. I think Fakhar Zaman is no longer available for the rest of the tournament, is what I understand.
Yeah, I think they've got enough spinners and all rounders. They might be better off getting a proper batter in, and I think they just have to play freely because that's the only way. It's out of their hands. So the best they can do is for their fans, because they've been well supported. Apart from India, you see all the Pakistanis either in Australia or traveling from around the globe for the big games. Unfortunately, it's not going to be India Pakistan final any which ways. So it's a tricky one for them. They should just go all out and play freely. I think one of the openers will do well. I think Sydney probably is a better venue for them to play South Africa than say a Perth. So I expect a strong performance from Pakistan, but I think. Most people in most people's mind, the only undefeated team obviously is South Africa, and they are looking very very strong. They've got most bases covered. They might also play two spinners. Tabrish Shamsi did sit out for Lungi and Giri, but yeah, they might play two spinners as well. But I'm hoping no more rain in the rest of the tournament, and we have a cracking game tomorrow, at least for the fans who will be in large numbers at Sydney.
Absolutely. And what will be fascinating to see is Rabada, Nokia, and Shahin Shah Afridi playing in the same game. All three, and Haris Rauf. All four of them have serious pace. So it'll be fascinating. Hopefully, we get full game. And we can see Kenny still high from the six, which Virat hit from Pakistan. So, any further thoughts from Virat point of view? Do you think it's just a mindset or any technical changes he made for his form?
Um, I can barely hold a bat, so I'm no one to suggest whether he's done any technical changes. I think it's a combination of probably his mind being much more relaxed and free, and that innings has come at the right time because he's done the hard bit. India had to win one of the two games against India, Pakistan or South Africa, which they've done this time around. And Virat was the key player, once in a lifetime innings. So I think that's why he's much more relaxed. And I don't think there's any technical change probably he would have done. Even if he had, I've not noticed it. But I think he's easily going to be the top run getter, and may well be the player of the tournament.
Awesome. Hoping so. If he's going to be the player of the tournament, for sure that coveted ICC trophy is coming into India's cabinet. We'll see. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories on Twitter going on saying that ICC equals BCCI. BCCI can also fudge how weather forecast goes. There's a lot going on. So why is everybody so against BCCI, Sanjay?
I think in generally happens if things are. I think on even against Pakistan and against Bangladesh today. I think the rub of the green, if I was to say, was with India. The rain break came at the right time. And then directed from the boundary. No one is expecting that. If anything, I think the fielding side would find it difficult in rainy conditions. You saw one of the support staff with a brush around to clean any grass or mud, and that would have got stuck in the spikes. So I think it was a fair. They had a fair chance. 9 overs. You had 85, 90 odd to get. I think they should have fancied their chances rather than. I think it's just some fans who are desperate to create some controversy. I think Shakib did handle the press conference, a very funny press conference, very well. So I think any which ways they were not here to win, so can't
Yeah.
complain.
It's about talking about the Bangladeshi rivers with their buyers. So it's brilliant. Basketball lesson.
Yeah.
Excellent. On that note, thank you, Sanjay, for making time. I know it's late in UK, but hopefully that 2 day semi-final day offs you booked are worth a super over, at least one of them. For folks who have engaged, Canny, thanks very much. Really appreciate it. And if you're watching this show, just click on that like button and subscribe. We are on 801. For the rest of the year, we will try to throw out some giveaways for us. We are looking to get to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, all of you will get us there. Sanjay, thanks very much and
Thanks,
enjoy the rest of the evening and see you later.
thank you, guys.